that starts with our first conversation with the listing agent. So if there's a house that you're interested in, I call the listing agent, I build rapport, I try to ask a lot of questions to find out, excuse me, what seller, does the seller have an ideal closing date? If there's something that we can meet and if we're flexible. When there's a house that you're interested in, I call the listing agent right away and I try to find out as many things as I can about the property. I'll ask questions. I ask them, what is the ideal selling date for the seller? If they have a specific date and if it's easy enough for you to meet, then that gives us information for writing an offer. I ask them if they've had any offers that had been accepted in the past. That would give them the opportunity to tell me whether they have any offers on the table. Sometimes they'll tell me how many offers they have. Other times they don't disclose that. It's really up to the seller what information they're willing to share. I ask them what is important to the seller, because it's not always about the price. Maybe the seller says, oh, I really need a rent-back situation where they close on one day and then stay in the house for a given time in order for them to move. And then I just get as many details as I can from the listing agent to help us craft our offer. And then the fun begins with the negotiation of the offer. There are a few different levers that we have in writing our offer. Obviously, there's the price. So in order to come up with a fair asking price for our offer, we have the asking price, obviously, from the MLS, what the seller is looking for. Then I will give you a market analysis based on what has sold recently in that neighborhood in the same elementary school district, similar location, and we're comparing, if it's a two-story house, then we compare to other two-story houses. And then we look at not only the size and the square footage, but also the lot and the size of the yard, and then the upgrades. And we try to match up the different amenities. So that will help you to determine whether your offer makes sense for what is going on in the market. And then we talk, if the listing agent has told us that there's a deadline and they're looking for the highest and best offer, then we will discuss strategies that can help you win in a bidding war. I forgot to mention, which is an important part of the process, is the pre-approval letter. So depending on whether you're doing cash or financing your loan, we will introduce you to lenders that help you get your pre-approval letter ready. If you've already gotten your pre-approval letter, I might give you another option to compare the different programs and to work with a lender that I trust and that can know that they can offer great service, get great products, and to get you to the closing table successfully. That's really, really important. And different lenders offer different services and options. So we would submit your proof of funds, whether it's cash or your pre-approval letter, with your offer. Also along with your offer goes the property disclosures. So those are available to me from the MLS. So I will give you the property disclosure, the lead-based paint disclosure, the radon disclosure, and you will check those and initial and sign off on them. And we submit that with our offer. And then the details of the offer comes down to price, earnest money. Earnest money means that you are saying to the seller, I'm serious about buying your property. Please take it off the market. Here is some money that's going to sit in an account with the listing office generally, and that would be a deposit towards your down payment at closing. It'll be held until closing day for you. So it's not a cost to you. It just makes a stronger offer knowing that you have skin in the game. The other things that we discuss and negotiate on the contract are, for example, as is. So if you were in a multiple offer situation, sometimes a way to strengthen your offer is to offer as is. And what this means is you still are entitled to your home inspection. I don't recommend that you waive the home inspection. There must be a very good reason to not have one. I'll always recommend it. When you have an as-is contract, though, essentially the price is the price. So after your home inspection, your recourse is to, number one, your option is, yes, I'm proceeding with the house. Number two, no, the inspection was a disaster. I had no idea it had this much work that was involved on top of what I'm paying. I'm sorry, Mr. Seller, I am not proceeding with this contract. And you have the first 5 business days to determine that. Or if there's something in between, like, oh, I knew that for this price that I was going to accept the condition, but there was a collapsed sewer line that's cost $6,000 and I was not expecting that. That would be a situation where you might be able to ask for a credit from the seller at closing. so that after closing, you could take on fixing that sewer line. And the reason that the seller might be amenable to that, again, it's a negotiation. However, if they didn't know about the sewer, that it was collapsed and it's causing a problem and slow drains, they might have to disclose that to a future buyer, and they want to proceed with a bird in hand, they want to keep this deal together, they'd be willing to offer some credit. Now, I want to say there's never a guarantee. We don't know if they have 2 other backup offers, and they'd be just like, nope, the price is the price, take it or leave it. At that point, you can still decide, okay, well, I still want this house, or no, I don't.